Alright, what's good everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I am going to be reviewing the Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 in 2024. So let's get into it. Alright, so right off the bat, this is definitely an older tablet. You can tell by how it looks. Has thicker bezels. It just has a different design than what you're used to probably nowadays. But it still looks pretty good in my opinion. It still has a really nice screen. This is an AMOLED panel. It is only 60 Hertz. It is only a 1080p, but like I said, it's an OLED screen, so the colors are going to be very good. It's going to have deep blacks and stuff like that, and just a really nice panel to look at. So if we go to YouTube, 4K HDR, obviously this panel is not 4K, but you can play videos in 4K, and it gives it a decent boost on YouTube. So this is a 4K HDR looking video, and it looks, honestly, this is a really good screen. Very detailed, very vibrant, and just looks clear for watching content and playing games. And yeah, so this tablet came out in July 2019. So it's a pretty old tablet in terms of like tech, because the tech world moves really fast and things go out of date really quickly. But yeah, it's around 5 years old and it is not being updated anymore. The latest version of Android for this device is Android 12. So yeah, it's not being updated anymore. It has Android 12, One UI 4.0, and a 10.5 inch screen. And yeah, so this thing, it was a flagship at its time. It had the Snapdragon 855, which was the best chip around the time it came out, and it had a really nice screen, all these different things. It even has the connectors for a keyboard case. The keyboard itself that's made for this tablet is really good, but the kickstand was really bad because it used adhesives, and the adhesives will often fail when you use it for a long period of time. But yeah, overall, when this tablet came out, it was like probably the best tablet that you can get that's not an iPad at the time. Some cool things about this tablet, like I said, it has an AMOLED screen, which not all the Samsung tablets have nowadays. And the aspect ratio is also really nice because it's a 16:10 aspect ratio, compared to like other devices like your phones and stuff. So 16:10 is closer to 16:9, which is what videos are generally filmed in. And so full screen video will take up more of the screen and it will just look really nice. Yeah, so what can a tablet from 2019 do in 2024? Honestly, even without updates, this tablet is still very powerful, still very capable. It can do a lot of different things. It was left at a nice version of Android where it's not really missing out on too many features that you have nowadays on modern tablets from Samsung and other OEMs. So right off the bat, obviously you have your basic multitasking. So this is Samsung Internet in 2 separate windows, and you can resize it just like you would on modern Samsung tablets. And honestly, even though this is old, it has better multitasking capabilities than even an iPad Pro from 2024. This is a 2023 iPad Pro right here, and this Samsung tablet from 2019 has way better multitasking if you ask me. So not only can you resize these windows to whatever you want, you have your taskbar, you can bring it up, and you can open a third app. So you have up to 3 apps in split screen multitasking. That's amazing because you can do so many different things. For example, you can have a notes app with a banking app with a calculator app, all on the same screen. Or you can have a calculator app, your email app, your notes app, or your texting app. There's just so many different things you can do. You can have a game at the bottom of the tablet while you're watching YouTube and reading Reddit at the same time. So obviously you can rotate the device and have it in vertical orientation, and then you can have a game in like this position. I'm going to show you this later on, and then some other things like social media at the top, like literally 2 full social media apps at the top. Like this is the size of a smartphone basically, and you can, let's say you want to have Instagram and Facebook running, you can do that, and then while watching a video or playing a game, and then you can quickly swap them, the layout, and you can also grab it with the bar and drag it into a floating window, or you can bring it back into the split screen. And then you can grab the bar and drag it to wherever you want. See, like this, and everything will resize very smartly. But I feel like with a tablet like this, you mainly want to have it in this orientation, horizontal, because it makes the most of the space in my opinion. And yeah, so you got your triple split screen, and then you also have floating windows, so you can have up to like 5 floating windows at a time. So let's grab this, let's grab this, let's grab that, and that, and then maybe even this, So yeah, up to 5 floating windows at a time. Pop-up view is what they call it on Samsung. And like you can literally just put in so much work with this multitasking on this device. So much more than the iPad, to be honest. Like if you're talking about like just basic work and getting stuff done using multiple apps at a time, you can do so much more even on this 5-year-old tablet compared to modern iPads, which is really cool. And yeah, so you got your floating windows and your split screen. Multitasking is really good. And then you have your edge panel, which is the same thing as the taskbar, but a little bit different. So the way that I have my edge panel set up is like, apps that I use frequently, but then I also set it up so that whenever I use the edge panel or just tap an app, it will quickly enter into split screen. I like it like that because, it just allows me to boom, 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 do things a lot quicker rather than, having to, grab the app and then drag it into a floating window or a split screen, which I can still do. And I still use that for floating windows mainly. But like if I want a quick split screen, I'll just tap it and it will enter a quick split screen. That's a floating window. And then let's say calculator app, tap it and then boom, quick split screen. And even like multitasking and doing all this stuff, like this tablet still runs relatively well. You will experience, like just now I was trying to bring up this menu and it was taking a little bit of time. You will experience some slowdowns and some stuttering, obviously, because it's a 5-year-old tablet. And it didn't really, I feel like chips back then weren't the best in terms of like just power and efficiency. But this tablet still runs really well, and I have no issues doing like regular things that I need to do, like if it's writing documents, typing up something, writing down notes, watching YouTube while playing a game. Certain kinds of games, obviously not all games will run smoothly in that setup with this tablet, but that is possible. Multiple social media apps at a time, banking apps, whatever it is, you can get all that stuff done on this tablet with minimal issues. And then you have the S Pen. So normally Samsung tablets come with the S Pen. The S Pen for this tablet specifically is kind of lost right now, but the S Pen Pro basically can do everything that it can do, and it's cool that it's compatible with this tablet as well. This came out after this tablet. With the S Pen on Samsung tablets, even this one, you can do different things like air gestures. So for example, if I go like this, that brings me to this menu. If I go like this, that's back. And you have so many different gestures. Like this one is to take a screenshot and mark it up very quickly. So really, really cool. And then different apps have different functionality with the S Pen. So if I press this button and double tap the screen, it will open up a quick note and I can quickly take a note. So, so this person was whatever, somebody was saying something to me and I want to take a quick note, I can press the button, double tap the screen, open this up and write down that note very, very quickly. And then you also have your S Pen menu. So if you hover over the screen and press the button, then this menu will pop up and you can customize different apps or different functionalities. Like this is a screenshot, Smart Select, and this is the Notes app and stuff like that. You can have different things here, and it just allows you quick access to whatever you want that's relevant to the S Pen or even just in general. So that's cool. And then a particularly cool and useful feature for me is, let's say I'm in the camera app. So double tap the power button to open the camera app. And then, let's say I'm using this tablet as like just a quick camera to do different things. I can use the S Pen as a remote shutter button. So if I press the button, boom, it takes a picture. Then I can also flip the camera like this, like that. I can switch to camera mode, so I can go to portrait mode, video mode, etc. So yeah, the camera with the S Pen is really cool because so much functionality in it. Speaking on the cameras on this tablet, they're actually pretty decent. Like you can definitely film some decent looking stuff on this tablet, for sure. Like I think it's a lot better than you would expect, especially when it comes to photography. Like it can definitely take a decent little photo. Like if I take a little picture right here of this Beyblade, like it's not the best, but like it gets the job done. And mainly you're gonna use a camera on a tablet for scanning documents, stuff like that. And this has that feature, so you're able to scan documents smartly, adjust how it's framed in the camera in the picture that you're scanning, and then you can upload it to your work, whatever. So the S Pen plus the camera plus all the functionality of the software makes this tablet really powerful, even in 2024. And then to take it a step further, it still has things like Samsung DeX. So you can have Samsung DeX on the built-in screen right here. So I go to Samsung DeX and then boom. Now my tablet just became basically like a laptop or a little computer interface. So can see your apps like normal, then you got your buttons, you can see your recent apps open. And these are just basic Android controls, but then you have your taskbar that you can customize. This is showing more apps that were on your taskbar from before, but you can, move apps onto the home screen. And then you could take a screenshot. You got your notifications, you got quick access to your calendar and your Bluetooth, Wi-Fi settings, all your quick toggles, you got quick access to that. And then basically what makes Samsung Dex special though is the fact that it allows you to open your apps into different floating windows, just like you would on a PC or a computer. So I can open up Gmail, can open up YouTube, and I have all these floating windows now. And I believe in Samsung Dex, you can open up more than 5 apps at a time. So I got 1, minimize, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can open up so many apps at a time in Samsung Dex. And then even further than that, what makes Samsung Dex cool is that you can drag the apps into quick split screen sessions. So boom, drag it to the side, then it will allow me to choose the app to quickly split screen with the app. You can obviously dynamically adjust the apps if you want to different sizes. So you can move it, resize it to whatever, and drag it to the top for a full screen. Double tap that to bring it back to a floating window. And there's just a lot you can do with Samsung Dex, and then you can obviously change the wallpaper for Samsung Dex specifically. So if I go to gallery, boom, I can change the home screen and lock screen for Samsung Dex, and there you go. And then clean up the pages so it organizes it a little bit better. Screen zoom, you can adjust that so that it shows things a little bit bigger in Samsung Dex specifically. And if you go to settings, you have Samsung Dex settings specifically here, and you can auto start whenever you connect the keyboard, auto start whenever HDMI is connected. So I'll turn that on, and then connect wirelessly, so you can cast Samsung Dex wirelessly to an external screen, which is really, really cool. It's a lot better than just mirroring the screen, depending on what you're trying to do. Auto hide the taskbar, so you can choose to hide the taskbar after some time when you're not using it. And you can also adjust how keyboards work, or if you want to see the on-screen keyboard in Samsung Dex. So I'll turn that on because I don't have a keyboard right now. And then you can adjust your mouse and trackpad settings and flow pointer from tablet screen. So whenever you connect to the external screen, I'll show you just now, you can have the mouse pointer go across both screens, so the tablet screen and the external screen, making it so you have 2 screens all from this one device. It's really cool. And then if you go to Good Lock to take it a step further, you can go to I Love Samsung Dex, and then right here you can choose high resolutions for external screens. So this allows you to have, up to 4K on an external screen when you connect this tablet to it. And then rotate Samsung Dex, auto open last apps if you want, and run many apps on the external screen. So more than 5 apps on the external screen, and you can customize the taskbar and the header bar display delay time. So you know how long it takes for them to disappear type stuff. You can go even further with Good Lock customizations beyond Samsung Dex and make this tablet like really your own and do so many different things. Like for example, Sound Assistant, you can allow your tablet to play media from different apps at the same time, which is really cool. Something that I use on all my Samsung devices. And then also you can control the individual app volumes. So if I go to customize volume panel, okay, so if I add specific apps to this right here, like Pokemon Unite, YouTube Music, and I go right here and press add. Now, when I press the volume button, it's not showing up, so maybe it doesn't work in Samsung Dex. Okay, yeah, so when you enable that feature and you add the apps, then the apps will show up in the volume menu, and then you can adjust the volume of individual apps as you want them. So like, for example, if you're playing a game, but you're also watching a YouTube video or you're also listening to music, you can adjust the volume so that they balance out and they're not like fighting each other. So that is a really nice feature that is available even on an old tablet like this. So it further proves and shows that the software is just in a really, really good place for a tablet like this. So if you want to get work done, you want to use a pen, you want to draw, even like actual drawing, professional drawing level, you can do that with this tablet because it's a really good tablet for drawing a really beautiful screen. And you have access to really good pens like the S Pen Pro, and just the S Pen that it comes with is also really good too. But any S Pen that you can get that is not for the Z Fold devices, it will work on this tablet and it will work well. So yeah, you can get a lot done with this. All right, so now let's get into like some performance in 2024. So let's go to Genshin Impact. It's one of the harder games for phones and tablets to run even in 2024. So playing Genshin at the max graphic settings, it feels good right now. It actually feels pretty decent, like around like 45 FPS or more. And I know I'm not doing anything intensive right now, so it might dip when you're doing like boss battles or something like that. This feels like if you lower the graphical settings a little bit more and still want the 60 FPS, you can probably achieve that and have a really good gaming experience on this, or a decent gaming experience. Let's say I put the graphics to the lowest, but then I'll turn up 60 FPS. And as you can see, like this is pretty smooth. It might be hard to tell from the video, but yeah, this definitely feels, you know, at least above 55 FPS just from my eyes. Definitely really smooth. I could play a game like this for sure. It doesn't look the best, obviously, but like you don't necessarily need things to look the best to have a good gaming experience. The graphics aren't everything when it comes to video games, in my opinion. Yeah, this is definitely playable on this tablet, and other games will definitely be playable. More normal games like Pokemon Unite, Wild Rift, the games that I play normally in Minecraft, you can definitely play those games on this tablet and have no issue. So in terms of power, this tablet has more than enough for your daily tasks, but also for, you know, some light gaming to even heavy gaming with lower graphical settings in those games. This is definitely very, very doable and more stable even than other phones that have more powerful specs, because this is a tablet, right? So it has more space for heat dissipation and just keeping the device cool for a longer period of time than other phones. So let's talk about video editing. So you can definitely get stuff done in LumaFusion with this tablet. Like I said, Snapdragon 855 is not bad at all. All right, so this is probably not the best example, but this is 13 minutes of copy and pasted clips. Able to scrub through everything pretty easily, no problems with lagging or glitching. And you can obviously tap into a clip to edit it and do different things like resize it, give it, you know, some color grading or different look, adjust the brightness, the contrast, and all that stuff, saturation. Everything seems to run fine. You can add your text, add a main title. Over here, I'll add the overlay title. Then you can edit that, obviously. All right, so now let's just connect it to the external screen just to show you what Samsung DeX looks like and what you can expect from this tablet. All right, so now I connected it to the external screen and boom. So there you go, Samsung DeX from the Tab S6, and it is basically, like I showed earlier, a full-fledged desktop interface. So you can have different apps in floating windows, up 5 or more apps, and you can literally get work stuff done. You can connect the external keyboard. This is a little, you know, dongle/dock type thing, and you can have, you know, keyboards, external SSDs and hard drives, a lot of USB accessories. You can connect that to this device right here, this tablet, and, you know, go to work. Use it exactly like you would with a computer. And like I showed earlier, the built-in screen also functions while it's connected. So you effectively have 2 screens. So you can have like YouTube on the smaller screen and then your work on the bigger screen, and vice versa. You can switch it around, do whatever you want. Then you can also use your tablet as a touchpad. So right now I don't have any mouse or anything connected, but I can use the tablet as a touchpad for the external screen and go to work. If you wanted to, you could video edit off of this device on the external screen, depending on, you know, if it's 4K, 1080p, or whatever that you're editing. It will definitely work, but how smooth it works and how long it'll be smooth for depends on, you know, what you're doing. For simple quick cuts and edits, LumaFusion on the external screen would definitely be alright with this tablet. Double tap the top to make it a floating window again. You can move it around, resize the windows, and ultimately, like, you can just use this if you don't want to get any real work done. You can use this as a media device, so you can watch videos in full screen on the external screen. You can play, you know, games like emulators and stuff like that. You can play Minecraft on the external screen with a keyboard and mouse or with a controller, and like you can literally just use this tablet as a media device connected to the external screen. So even in 2024, the Tab S6 is still a great pickup in my opinion, and it could be very useful depending on what you're trying to do. Before I end the video, I just want to show a little bit more of the software features. So even in 2024, this 2019 tablet with Android 12 still has cool features. Like, for example, swipe and hold. I have a quick launcher from GoodLock where I can select apps. I can open them normally or in float window or a split screen. Swipe and hold down. Then I have a quick toggle menu where I can adjust different things like, you know, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, screen record. I can adjust my volume and my brightness very easily. If I swipe and hold up, then it opens up split screen real quick. And yeah, so these are different customizations I made on my other Samsung devices that is also available on even the Tab S6 from 2019 in Android 12 One UI 4.0. So it's an old device. It definitely doesn't have the latest software, but it's still good right now, even in my opinion. So you can pick this up for even like $100. Very powerful device for that cheap. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you would want to see me video edit it, or something like that on this tablet, and also what other devices I should review. But until the next video, we out. Peace.